Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between dark woods and golden fields, there lived a gentle little girl whom everyone adored. Her grandmother had sewn her a cloak the colour of wild cherries, with a hood that framed her face like a pet, and so she became known far and wide as Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, her mother handed her a basket filled with bread, butter, honey, and sweet cakes, asking her to take it to her grandmother who lived alone in a cottage beyond the forest. She reminded her to stay on the path, not to speak to strangers, and to return before the sun dipped behind the trees. With a soft nod and a heart full of warmth, Little Red Riding Hood stepped into the woods, her cloak trailing behind her like a flicker of fire. The forest welcomed her with birdsong and dappled light, leaves whispering secrets above her head. She wandered slowly, pausing to admire butterflies, gathering wildflowers with the innocent joy only children know. But hidden among the trees, a wolf watched her with eyes that gleamed like polished stone. He approached with a voice as smooth as silk, asking where she was headed and what treasures she carried. Forgetting her mother's warning, she answered with trust, speaking of her dear grandmother and the little house at the forest's edge. The wolf, clever and silent, suggested she pick more flowers to brighten her grandmother's room, while he took a shorter path, his paws barely touching the earth. At the cottage, he knocked gently, and the grandmother, believing it was her beloved granddaughter, called him in. In a flash, he swallowed her whole, then dressed in her clothes, slipping beneath the blankets, pulling the cap low to hide his ears. When Little Red Riding Hood arrived, the air felt strange, the cottage dim and quiet. She stepped inside, calling softly, and the wolf hidden beneath the sheets beckoned her closer. As she approached, she noticed the changes. The ears too long, the eyes too sharp, the hands too rough. She spoke the words that have echoed through time. "Grandmother, what big ears you have?" And he replied, "All the better to hear you with." Then, "Grandmother, what big eyes you have?" And he answered, "All the better to see you with." Finally, "Grandmother, what big teeth you have?" And with a terrible growl, the wolf leapt from the bed, crying, "All the better to eat you with." Just then, a huntsman passing nearby heard her cry and burst through the door, axe in hand. He struck down the wolf, and from the belly of the beast, the grandmother emerged, shaken but alive. The girl ran to her, tears of relief streaming down her cheeks, and they embraced tightly, grateful for the miracle's safety. That evening, they shared the bread, the butter, the honey, and the sweet cakes, their laughter soft and full of love. Outside, the forest rustled gently, as if remembering the danger that had passed. From that day forward, Little Red Riding Hood walked with more care, her heart still tender, but her steps wiser. And though the woods remained vast and mysterious, she knew that courage, kindness, and caution could guide her safely, even in a world where wolves still linger in the shadows.